Here now, Christopher Rufo, he's a senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute, and actually caught Gay in the act. So how deep does this go, Chris?
This goes deeper than you might imagine. On Sunday, I broke the story of the Claudine Gay plagiarism scandal on my Substack. Then, a few days later, the great reporter Aaron Sabarian broke additional instances of plagiarism at the Washington Free Beacon. And now 3 professors have come forward alleging that Gay stole from their work to varying degrees of severity. We're talking about a large portion of all of her published papers, which are actually very few in number. She's not a prolific scholar by any sense of the word. And it is really damning. But the twist is that if she were a run-of-the-mill university president, she would have been out yesterday. But Harvard has decided, because of her race, because of her gender, and more importantly, because of her politics, they have to do everything they can to save her. They've lost reportedly $1 billion in donations, but that's all worth it because she is the great totem, the great avatar of left-wing identity politics. She enforces the principles of DEI at Harvard, and this is the real heart of the story. Harvard has abandoned its classical motto, veritas, meaning truth, all for racial politics. This is the story of our time.
So it's rotten to the core. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of good professors there. There's some sharp undergrads. But if your board is allowing fraud and it's destroying its very own motto that's stamped in the insignia in all of the buildings and all of the paperwork, what does that mean for the country if Harvard has become a fraud?
It's symbolic of what's happening everywhere. As I detailed in my book, America's Cultural Revolution, left-wing radicals have taken over all of the elite culture-shaping institutions in our country, with very few exceptions. And conservatives need to get serious. We need to develop a strategy for recapturing these institutions, for taming these institutions, and for revitalizing these institutions in support of American principles of freedom, equality, merit, excellence, and accomplishment. Harvard is the key prize, and so I'm going to be fighting. Harvard threatened the New York Post to bury the New York Post in lawsuits if they reported this story. I was not scared. I'm never going to back down. I'm going to keep coming after the university, of which I'm an alumnus, until this travesty is over and until we have restored truth as the highest principle of Harvard University.
All right, very good reporting. Thank you as always. And Jesse Jr. is now going to Dartmouth. That's settled.